Today we're gonna make some stovetop popcorn together. Yay! My go-to snack for guests who arrive is popcorn because it's super easy and you can really make any flavored sauce. We are using some popcorn, some avocado oil for popping and also for drizzling, some butter, black pepper. I grind my own black pepper from the whole ones. It's just cheaper and tastes better. Some good old salt. Let's get poppin'! We are going to measure our popcorn and remove this lid. So a quarter cup of popcorn makes about 7 cups of popcorn. And here is a magical chart that I took from the internet of dry popcorn to pop popcorn ratio. Place it in my pot. When I make this on the rush, I don't measure and I just eyeball it. The way I eyeball my measurements for popcorn is to make sure there's one even layer of kernels on the bottom of the pan. This applies to all sizes of pots. A 6-quart pot, a 4-quart pot, as long as it's a pot with at least 3 inches of depth, then that one layer is the golden rule. We're just gonna pour this in. That should be enough, and there is a little gap right there, but that's also because there are some corns stuck on top of each other, so we're going to redistribute it, and the bottom of your pot should look like this. None of the kernels are really on top of each other. If you want to play it safe, you can take out a little more. So now we are going to remeasure the eyeball proportions. Just a bit over, but not by a lot, so pretty accurate. Alright, and then we are going to place some oil. We're going to measure it so that we can have a guideline. I, again, normally just eyeball it, and the way I do it is I imagine the popcorn kernel like this on the pan, and I want to fill up the oil about halfway up to the popcorn, not completely. I don't want to drown the kernels in oil, but I want to give them enough coating. For a quarter cup of popcorn, that looks like, I would say, 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point, means it can be brought up to a higher temperature without burning. Olive oil burns really quickly, and I really do not recommend it for popcorn. Move this around to see if that is enough oil, and in fact it does look like there's enough oil, so this is 2 tablespoons of oil to a quarter cup of popcorn. Alright, once you've got your popcorn in and your oil into the pot, we are ready to make some popcorn. I'm going to put the lid on, and we are going to turn this bad boy on to a medium-low heat. You can do medium-high. I generally do not like to use a high heat because you have to keep a close eye on it. When it goes in high heat popping, you tend to burn faster. The cooking time is faster, but the period between it's done popping and it is burnt is a smaller window than if you had it at medium-low. Enough heat to get it crackling, but not so much heat that I have to be very careful about when to turn it off. As you wait, you can shake the pot around to redistribute the popcorn kernels. It helps the heat move around a little more evenly. You don't have to constantly do it, but if you have a large pot and a lot of popcorn to make, it's important to shake it like that as it starts popping. Some people like to put their aromatics in as they pop. For example, garlic, herbs. I generally don't like to do that because I do not like the taste of burnt popcorn. Sometimes when you put the garlic in, it might burn before your popcorn finishes popping, I generally will just pop it plain with avocado oil and season it after. My popcorn here is actually pretty old, so it might not pop as well. I heard the first pop. So we're going to really shake.
No peeking, by the way. If you peek, the popcorn's gonna leave.
When the popping sounds slow down, it is ready. I don't hear additional pops. Oh, maybe a few more. Give it a little shake. Maybe a knock because some of the kernels might need to go back to the bottom. And no more popping. Oh, one more. Okay, and one more maybe? I guess not. Alright, we will season. I am going to transfer it to a beautiful bowl. And that is the bad boy right there. And we're going to use this pot to melt the butter. I usually like to pop my popcorn in this vessel, then melt the butter and make sauces afterwards. You can do both side by side if you're in a rush. I just don't like to do that many dishes. Turning the heat back on, and I'm going to do this low. I don't want to burn my butter. This is about 1.5 ounces of butter. And just going to give it a little twirl. Smells good. Now, you don't have to use butter if you don't want to. You can dress your popcorn in olive oil. And I'm going to do a little bit of avocado oil. I don't have more butter at home and I want to stretch the butter. So if you find yourself with a little knob of butter, you can use a not flavored oil like avocado to make more. Once your butter is nice and melted, mix everything up. And pour all of that in there. And season it with salt. Shake, 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 shake. Just a little bit of ground black pepper. Shake, 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 shake. Then taste it. Needs more salt. That's kosher salt. It's less saltier than table salt. Perfect.